My name is Ludwig Armbruster, and that is the fourth videos in our series about the fuzzy lookup transform in SSIS 2008. Now in our last video in that series we talked about actually we run the package here 10 times and we changed the similarity threshold from 90 to 0, and then we looked at the chart here, the process monitor, and I just created a copy. Originally the report had the date and the time as a run information on the X scale, but I changed that to use the control ID, which is also part of that control table. Let me show you the table here real quick. So basically this table is the data source to that report, and you can see we have a runtime or we have that count ID, and I just recreated a report, copied it, and changed the source so that we can easier analyze what impact a consisting decrease in the threshold has on our records here, on the fuzzy matched and not matched records. And as you can see, so number 11 is the latest run and number 2 was the first run. And number 2, I'm talking about this number 2 here, right? So this run was running with 90% threshold and then going down to number 11 every time we decrease the threshold by 10% points. So 3 was running with 80, 4 was running with 70, and so forth. Now what we see here is when the threshold goes down, the red chart, the red bars within that chart, they go up, they increase. So then let's think about that. The threshold goes down, the fuzzy matched record go up. Now why is that? It's because the threshold is less aggressive, so more records are going to be assigned, and that's why the fuzzy matched records go up. So it makes perfect sense that with a decreasing threshold the amount of matched records increases, and that's basically what that chart shows. With run 2 we have roughly 50 fuzzy matched records, and with run 3 we already at 122. Then we go up and up. Of course then there is some max going on, and then you see with run 7 we still have 3 records not matched, and 3 or 4 records, it's hard to say how many here. And then even with run 8, now that was about 40% threshold. Now they disappear when we go to 30%. Now meaning that with now I think it's this is 0, this is 10. So if we run it with 20% threshold, all our incoming records are matched, fuzzy matched, right? So I'm pretty sure those 3, they might be wrongly matched, since with such a low threshold you almost the component almost matches everything, right? It's interesting how that curve goes. Let's have a look at the data. Now the process is configured only to save the last run currently, so I don't have all the runs. So in that example here, or that table here, first of all it shows us a total of 335, which is correct. And then let's see, we have a processing flag, and the processing flag can have 1, 2 or 3, can take the value 1, 2 or 3. And in that example here 1 is a direct match, 2 is a fuzzy match, and 3 would be an unmatched record. But since this table basically stores the result of the matching process when we had the similarity threshold at 0%, there are no unmatched records, right? Now if I go back to the package and change that to, let's say, 90% again, run it one more time, let's go first to the process monitor. We refreshed it, and you see immediately a strong increase in our not matched records, since now we are more aggressive again, right? A high threshold. Now when we go now into the data table, we will see a processing flag 3, and see all these records now could not be assigned, since all of those do not fit the 90% similarity rate, and it's over 50 records. So on the right hand side we have the incoming data, and on the left hand side we have the match data if there is a match, but in that case it didn't happen. And then here too, those are records which could be matched even so the similarity threshold was very, very high. And you can see here they are all over 90%. There's one very tight, so when we go up to 91%, this record 145 with the ID of 145 wouldn't be in there anymore, so the processing flag would change to 3. So that's basically what's happening here inside the assignment process. In a further video I might present more in detail how that package exactly works, and I also would like to create one video just showing how I created that package. It would not be much of a talking video. It's basically just I sit and do it, and you can basically follow how I do it. But I think it's interesting to see how that component works. And in my situation here, I would probably set that to 75, since 90 is a very aggressive line. But it always depends on the specific circumstances of a project. So when I run this one, so I have it on 75, and go to the monitor, and then of course the not matched will disappear again, and the matched go up again. And so that's probably a setting I would start with, and then see if this is sufficient. Otherwise we still would have to do a lot of manual work to, you know, match those unmatched records. Alright, I think that's it for now. I'm not sure if I add some more videos to that series. I might add one explaining the package in detail, or also explaining how to create a report in SSRS. Alright, thanks so much for your attention.